for DJs.
Broken Home Podcast, and we got to be careful how we answer this one still, because YouTube trips on stuff like this. But Lonzo, what did you think about Cube exposing Hollywood about trying to blackball him for not getting the jab? We'll try to stay away from the dreaded C word, but the jab.
You know what? I think I've always thought that was not cool to mandatorily make somebody do something that they were scientifically and personally, religiously, whatever, against. I got to deal with the consequences no matter what. So, and I think when that whole situation, man, was really a red flag for me when it was a blanketed media campaign on all levels. It just made me suspicious, and I following Cube's footsteps, man. There are some controversies behind that, and nobody talks about that. There's a lot of controversies behind that. I just, that's what they do when you don't follow in lockstep. If you don't act like a Republican, sometimes they don't, hey man, they don't like that. They don't like that. But he's such a big player, and he's such an independent player. He needs him, but he don't need him. And they know that. They need him just like he's a viable player on multiple levels. He fills arenas, he fills seats in theaters. He sells records. He sells, he's hard to dispose of. Kanye West was a little bit different because he may fill seats, but he don't fill arenas. And if we don't let you fill seats, you won't fill seats. But Cube, like, I got my own money. I'll do my own damn thing. I got my own league. So, and these cats nowadays got smart, and every arena is not owned by the big corporations. Some of them are still independent, and all they care about is the money.
Yeah. Speaking of Cube, he has been trending this past couple of weeks for a few things, including this statement that he made recently. He said it's suspicious that label owners also have ownership in prisons. When you hear Cube say something like that, what are your thoughts?
It just goes back to that legendary meeting that was had back in the 90s, man. It goes right back there. It goes right back to we're gonna create a problem and we're gonna fix the problem. We're gonna create a problem and we're gonna, because when you have a deal with the state and your deal for the state, here, understand this. If a hotel could guarantee 75 to 80% occupancy, their revenue would be tremendous. Hotels can't even guarantee that. But you got a business that cuts a deal with the state that says, okay, for me to build this, I don't want to say that word. This facility, you got to guarantee me 85%, 75%, whatever the percentage is, occupancy at all times. How am I going to do that if I ain't lying, cheating, or finding a way to make it happen? And if I can get the mindset of the youth to be more violent and change the laws behind the doors, behind the curtains, and they fall into the trap and they think what they're doing is cool, carrying guns, selling dope, talking this shit, shooting at each other, killing each other, I can do that. Especially if I got you doing violent crimes and you got 25 years of life, if I get a few of those as my base, and the other cats is transitioning in and out, we can do the 75%. It's all
breaking
about
it
money,
down.
dude. Huh?
Yeah. No, you're breaking it down. Yep.
It's the same thing with the food industry. I wouldn't be surprised if the food industry and the medical industry wasn't tied together, or the pharmaceutical industry wasn't tied together. If I can sell you the stuff and get you sick, get you enough diabetes, I can hope my homie, who I'm invested in as well, can keep you alive. I ain't gonna kill you. He ain't gonna let you die. But we're gonna keep on keeping money coming around. I ain't gonna kill you, but he ain't gonna let you die either. Okay? So we ain't gonna cure nothing. We just gonna keep the circle going. Come on, man.
Better be careful, man. They're gonna start coming for you, dog.
Hey, man.
Thank you, Miami 808, for that $9.99. Really appreciate you.
Always.
And I'm going to take this time. Yes, definitely. Since we're halfway through the program, please hit that like button if you haven't already. And if this is your first time joining the show and you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button. You are tuned in to Not Without Alonzo. I am Dusty Vision. Keep those questions coming, please, please, please. Let's see, Lonzo. D Minor wants to know, what was Larkin Arnold like to be around? Break down who Larkin Arnold was and his role in your story, Lonzo, and what he was like to be around. I'm going to go let my dog out. I think she has to pee.
Larkin Arnold, at that time, was like, for us, meeting Larkin Arnold, for me, because I knew I'd heard about him before I met him. And because of his name is so unique, Larkin Arnold, I thought it was a duo, Lark and Arnold. It's Larkin Arnold. And when the guy contacted to say he wanted to wanted to meet us, I thought he was lying, because I get so many cats. Man, I got this guy I want to meet you. Yeah, okay, right. And we finally go meet him, and he's the coolest black man you ever want to see. If you watch Godfather of Harlem, he reminds you of what's the brother, the Puerto Rican brother that plays the judge. Come on, man. I'm having issues. Y'all help me out here. If you watch, I'm talking about who Larkin looks like to me.
Okay.
Espinito, the brother that plays all the badass acting brother. He plays he's in with Forrest Whitaker on Godfather of Harlem. He plays the judge, or he's a congressman right now in the show right now. Yeah, Giancarlo. What's the character he plays in Godfather of Harlem? He plays a high ranking. He became a civil rights attorney. I mean, he was on the Supreme Court.
Somebody will get it. Giancarlo
Espinosa. His character. If you see his character in Godfather of Harlem, that reminds me of Larkin. I will remind me of Larkin on. He's coolest, well dressed, clean as shit, and all the time. Got slick hair. Talks real smooth, and Adam Clayton Powell. Yeah, I think he played Adam Clayton Powell on Godfather of Harlem, and that's the vibe I get. And he got this big ass office. I mean, he's cool. He got Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. He's got Sherelle. He looked out for My Girls Taste the Honey, Straight Outta Compton. And yeah, he played in School Days, exactly. Played Fring in Breaking Bad, yes sir. One of the baddest active brothers that don't get a lot of love, but he's a talented brother. Anyway, Larkin had that smooth Adam Clayton Powell vibe. He's a lawyer. You know, lawyers, when it comes to dressing, lawyers probably one of the most best dressed professions, period. And, our meetings were never long because he always did what he wanted us to do. Hey, I want you guys to go ahead and do this. And he was cool. He was super cool. In fact, I still talk to him from time to time right now. I just spoke to him about 2 or 3 months ago, just check on him. I was trying to get a connection on some Netflix stuff, and he wasn't able to help me, but he returned my call. We talked for a minute, and we still cool to this day. He answers my call right to this day. But to be around that kind of power, this dude right here was signing deals. He made it happen. You're talking to somebody, you're talking to the man that brought Frankie Beverly and Mays, who discovered Frankie Beverly and Mays when he was at Capitol, brought Marvin Gaye from Motown, Tina Marie, Rick James, Luther Vandross, Tina Marie. All these people, we're on the same label as all these cats, okay? Except for Frankie Beverly and Mays. Michael Jackson, he's his executive producer as well. So when we got over there as Wrecking Crew, we was honored, but we realized also we in some tough ass company. We are apartment building and everybody else is skyscrapers. And that's what took us so long to get our album out, because everybody gets their budgets around the same time, and the bigger artists gonna get the attention first. So although we finished our stuff first, I think maybe Luther or somebody dropped right behind us. Like, oh, y'all got to hold on, man, because you got this Luther album, and it was cool. And then he just, and to see Shakespeare one time, Larkin was on the phone. He turned his back. He just got a check on his desk from Michael Jackson. He was Michael Jackson's executive producer. Check $500,000 on the desk. $500,000. Last time me and Larkin had a conversation, I remember he used to manage a lot of artists, Sherelle, Alexander O'Neal. I said, Larkin, who you managing nowadays? He said, I ain't managing nothing but my money. Okay? I ain't managing nothing but my money. I ain't mad at you, Doc. So somebody tell you that right there, that's a good time to go sit back and enjoy yourself.